Welcome back. It's time now to take a look at the top business stories. Arab Tech wins 623 million dirhams worth of contracts. Banks feel the pinch of restructuring rules for bad loans. And we discuss the importance of credit management within UAE companies. The GCC markets closed mixed this Tuesday, while the UAE bourses ended lower. The DFM fell 0.25% to close at 1,659 points. Arab Tech saw a loss, falling 0.5%, while MR Properties fell by 1.12%. DO also fell today by just under 0.5%. Emirates NBD rose 2.75%, while DP World also gained by just under 1.25%. 118 million shares were traded, valued at 165 million dirhams. And over in the capital, the ADX fell 4.75% to close at 2,748 points. The banking sector posted gains today as Abu Dhabi Commercial Bank rose 2.34%, while Abu Dhabi Islamic Bank was up over 1.25%. The property sector also rose. Aldar Properties gained 0.75%, and Sura Real Estate was up over 0.5%. Taka fell 1.25%. Etisalat fell nearly 0.5%. 70 million shares were traded, valued at 110 million dirhams. Arab Tech Construction has won 623 million dirhams worth of contracts for projects in Abu Dhabi and Fujairah. The Abu Dhabi deal will consist of 2 residential towers covering 900,000 square metres, valued at 552 million dirhams. And the Fujairah project, a 14,000 square metre staff accommodation building, is valued at 71 million dirhams. Experts say although the deal is relatively small for the construction firm, it is still good news as the company has been looking to diversify outside of Dubai, having launched projects in Syria, Bahrain, Egypt and Saudi Arabia. Now, recent reports show that banks are concerned about new rules on non-performing loans that could hit bank earnings and profitability. New requirements for provisions by the central bank are being continuously increased. Last month saw banks putting aside more money for non-performing loans, and provisions have been rising 28.75% on an annual basis. The property sector has had a significant effect on property, and experts say we need to diversify in order to boost earnings.
Obviously, the requirements for provisioning have been increasing over the past year, 2 years in fact, because of the credit crunch. So basically, central bank wants to make sure that banks have enough on the side to make sure that the NPLs that do come through, that they can cover for. Obviously, this is having an effect on profitability of the banks because basically on a month-by-month or six-month basis, the central bank is saying, okay, well, actually you need to increase your provisioning ratios. So we need to see a change, one, from the property sector in terms of pricing for some more stability, and to see NPLs kind of start to peak, and then to see SME loans start to increase.
And job prospects, the cost of living and the local economy are looking bright in the eyes of UAE consumers. The Consumer Confidence Index, a study developed by employment company Bait.com and research specialist YouGov Sharaj, have revealed the optimism index for the UAE has risen by 2.2 points since last September, with over 50% of respondents expecting a boost in their personal finances. Experts have attributed this increase to changes within the wage protection scheme, new labour contract changes and higher oil prices.
Surveys that we've done recently, but also surveys from other companies, research companies across the region, that employees are certainly looking to hire in the next 12 months, and not only hire but also increase salaries. So I think also that translates into consumer confidence, sort of increased growing consumer confidence. And then I think the last factor that we have to consider also is that in the UAE, at least, there have been recently some quite strong and positive changes in terms of labour laws.
And in our fast financial news, the Indian Embassy in Abu Dhabi is looking at increasing the minimum wage for its expat workers employed in the UAE early this year. This new proposed hike comes in 3 decades after the existing wages of 600 dirhams to 750 were set. The embassy is also looking to implement a new wage structure that includes food and accommodation by their employers, and heads are now waiting to hear back from various sectors such as the Ministry of Labour and stakeholders. And Japan is in negotiations with Mazda to conduct a series of tests for air cooling systems through solar power. Japanese company New Energy and Industrial Technology Development Organization is looking to invest 3 billion yen into the 3-year project and are looking to start the study in April. And on the way after the break, we talk to Andy Yakumi from Decor Debt Collections about the importance of credit management within UAE companies.